Yesterday was, good morning. Yesterday was Monday, the third Monday of the month. And that's the Monday that the Roaring Spring Historical Society usually meets, although it's not regular. It depends, they get together enough separately, and their work is seasonal enough that they often don't meet. But anyway, I took a chance and I thought, let's go in and see if they're meeting. Well, and I had another reason to go to Roaring Spring area yesterday too. My Amish neighbor, he called me and asked if he could have a ride to. He put it politely. Are you by any chance going to the auction or the sale in Martinsburg? Uh, and that's every Monday evening. And I wasn't, but I said, but I am planning to go into Roaring Spring, which is very nearby. And he said, could I possibly ride along? He was calling from work. The Amish don't have cars, but they engage drivers now and then. And he has a guy that drives him to work and back. Uh, but anyway, so I took him along, and we went. I left him off at the livestock barn, the auction barn, which took me into a part of Morson's Cove that I haven't been in. I don't want to say ever, but fairly rarely. But that's kind of another story. I went to the meeting and I picked him up after the meeting. Well, I was going to, but he found a ride to get home. All right, enough about Israel. That's his name. Anyway, at the meeting, I was delighted that they had it. It's tiny. At first, there were only three: the president, the treasurer, and the vice president. The president and is Rome Conlon, his wife Patty, I think is her name, and the treasurer Susie or Susan. There were only three there, and me. I mean, it's tiny, but it's got backers. They've got a not a lot of money, but they have some money to deal with, and then another man came who lives within sight of where we met outside at the train station. That's where they meet. But we met outside because it was pleasant, and he came down. His name's Jason. So there were a total of 5 of us when we were all there. But it was still pleasant. Anyway, I was in a position where I had only been there a couple times before, and that was almost a year ago. And I wanted to update them on what I've been doing, and there was so much of it. I thought, I better make a little video about this, partly for my own sake, because since I've seen them, I explained that I had started a campus, a Roaring Spring campus of Frank's school. And I explained to them that Frank's School is a YouTube channel that has over or around 4,000 videos. I think over 4,000 probably now videos on it. But that I had started a sort of a separate campus online, not official, that has some getting on toward 80 videos just devoted to Roaring Spring. And I explained that I was using Roaring Spring as a place for study and to teach. This was news to them, so I had to explain that. And then I also explained that I've been going to the township meeting. No, haven't been to the township meeting yet. That's Taylor Township. That's the first Monday of every month. But the second Monday is the Borough Council meeting, and I've been going there, and I've been speaking there. And incidentally, the last time I was there, it was covered in the Morson's Cove Herald right up here. I'm quoted right up here from what I said to the council as a public statement, which I also put online. You can see that as a facsimile of what I told what I said to the Borough Council. So if you want to see what that little speech was about, I did a facsimile of it. So I told them about that. And then I also told them that I had started a Facebook group called the Once and Future Roaring Spring, and that it had 41 members as of now. And before the meeting was over, Jason said, "You've got 42 now," because he found it on his phone and he joined. I told him, I've got some kind of dignitaries on there. The reporter that wrote this article, Katie Keith, she joined. There's a man running for U.S. Congress that he recently joined, Cody Thomas. And I didn't tell him the other ones, but I said it's a small number on there, but these people have some influence in a way. So I was telling him about that. And then, I was telling them all this kind of fast because, they didn't have a lot of time, but it was pretty much all news to them. And then I told them what I haven't really explained here that much yet, but I thought they should know that not only did I want to see Roaring Spring have a historical novel written about it for around the year 1940, when my uncle, Frank Kemp, was still living there before he went to World War II, where he was killed. I'd like to see that, and I'd like to see a novel written in the future, not distant future, but say maybe 20 years in the future of Roaring Spring. But I also, more immediately, want to create a story about a honeymoon by a pair of rich, very rich actually, newlyweds who decide to spend their honeymoon as a week in Roaring Spring. And I'll change the names. Now this is a reaction to the paper mill cleanup. As it's being finished, there's something else going to go there. And I've been speaking out against the data center. A lot of people have. And I think that will probably be stopped. But I want to make sure Roaring Spring isn't just vulnerable to any idea that comes along, but maybe has a dream of its own or a plan. Like, how about this? And so that little work of fiction that I'm going to start creating very soon, probably within a month, will be set about 4 years in the future after everything's done. And I'm going to change the names. It's going to be called Earth's Drink Honeymoon. So I ran all this stuff by them so fast. And then I said, I better maybe do a video about the meeting. But it's happening. I mean, they've been working. There's a train, steam engine pulled train, that comes to Roaring Spring. This coming Sunday, it'll be there twice. I think some days it comes twice from Hollidaysburg, about a 45-minute run up to Roaring Spring, and then back. It brings tourists that come to the Spring Dam area. I may try to get in there and try to help them out with that. They said there's going to be one day, there's going to be 3 trains go through Roaring Spring that way. And I paused when I heard that. 2 trains. In other words, you could come on the first train, get off, spend hours in Roaring Spring, and then go back on the second train. But anyway, this is hurried and kind of ragged, but I wanted to tell you that the Roaring Spring Historical Society has been there for quite a while and has done a lot of stuff. And I am a member of it now, the newest member, I think. And it's the first place I went to try to get to know what makes that town work. To get to know my hometown again. It was the first organization that I attended, and now I attend all these others. Well, this has been ragged, but enough for now. Bye.